Grab your tea because it's Lovingly Lulay on Lulay of all aces. Happy 2022, and it's a promising year ahead of us. Before anything else, I would like to take this opportunity to thank everyone who entrusted their experiences, their letters, their heartaches to Lovingly Lulay on Lulay of all aces. And this year we have a promising lineup for new segments, and I'm hoping for my new home, yeah, and promotions, of course, for upcoming projects, and hoping that it will happen soon. And thank you so much for Bayong Republic Ireland, and their website on Instagram, Bayong Republic Officials. And because this is the moment that we have to flaunt and place back the Bayongs for the passions and fashions for our professionals. And if you want it to be personalized, we have talented Filipinos who will hand paint according to the design that you want. They will hand paint the bayongs that you want. And I'm very thankful that I have given the opportunity to tell everyone that Bayong Republic is available all over the world. So thank you so much, Bayong Republic Ireland, Bayong Republic Officials. And we have a lot of designs that you can choose from. You can check on their website that is going to be linked down on the description box below. So we have another letter center, and I believe everybody is excited to hear about the letter. And dear Lulay, glad to know of your channel being monetized. Praying for it to grow bigger and reach more hopeless hearts like me. I would like to begin my story on how I met my boyfriend. It was the summer of 2014 in Sampaloc, Manila. It was the first time I have ever been to Manila, as I was enrolled for college. I will stay with my cousins as my mom will continue working abroad. I am the only child, and my father passed away a few days after my 16th birthday. It has been 12 years, but I'm still trying to learn how to live without him. Of course, like what the common daughter always tells, my daddy has always been my first love. Until one afternoon, after my classes, I met Ramon, one of my male cousin's friends who stayed for a group study at their place where I am also staying. Truly, first impressions last after almost 6 months of getting along and consistently being teased by my cousins. We both agreed to continue our friendly relationship to the next level. We had such good time being with the company of my cousins before our first anniversary, and had special dates celebrating the following years and the years after that. He graduated ahead of me because I decided to help my mother for our small business. In 2018, as he bid his goodbye to our university, came the challenge I never expected. Our time that is used to be together became wider apart. Him on his new career, in which I assume has become his other love aside from me, and me on my last year in college running for graduation. Glad to say we never had petty fights, no jealousy noted. Weeks before our graduation, or should I say my graduation, we planned of celebrating on a staycation near Taal Lake. As the days go nearer, with all excitement and planning, I received a call from Ram, short for Ramon. He was requesting if we could move the date and celebrate both his new position and my graduation together with our family. Fine with me. I was hoping something intimate might happen, as I was ready to give what he has been asking. After all, he's waiting for me to give that up means so much. I feel we are both matured enough to do it. But since his family is not strangers to me, I was happy to agree with his suggestion. But there was a twist. Few hours after that call, my mom called. Weeks after me and my mom, settled the store or the business that I was telling you about, she left me to manage it and went back to Riyadh to finish her contract. This time she decided to be home with me for good. So instead of canceling the staycation that me and Ramon booked, I decided to use it to surprise my mom so me and her could have our first mother and daughter bonding, at the same time celebrate to welcome her back to the Philippines. Days went by so quick that the most awaited celebration for me and my mom arrived. I went a day before my mom could check in to prepare the room with her favorite flowers waiting. As I was about to check in, I heard a very familiar voice. I tried tracing where that voice is coming from, and to our surprise, both me and him, a person standing over the concierge of the hotel was Ramon. Standing as handsome as ever, but this time with hesitation on his face. Me and another girl were approaching him. Without causing embarrassment to anyone, I decided to play along and greeted him. He introduced me to Layla, his girlfriend, and me as his longtime good friend. I smiled and stared into his eyes. He was so sure of what he just said. Hurtfully or ironically, I felt happy when he was revealing those words. That was the last time I ever spoke to Ramon. I never asked why he did that to me, because I believe a man will never say something like that if he was never certain. That was the time he ever saw me. His silence about what happened that day clearly states a good confirmation. We never had any communication at all after that. Lulay, I'm not a wooden-hearted person to ignore the emotion I feel until now. I cried until the following day my mom came. At first, I knew she knew, but she never asked. A mother will always be a mother. I have been in her womb for 9 months, so she knows me in and out. The third day of our staycation, we had a heart-to-heart talk over a few glasses of wine in which my mom deliberately served to assist me about my pain and broken heart. I stared at her and said, "Are there such thing as a person destined to be alone? Have I been an unworthy person not to be loved? What must I change? Was I too much or too little? Will I ever stop asking myself for these questions that are not difficult to answer, but not as well easy to justify?" Lulay, why did he do what he did? I may justify to cover up for other people, but not for myself. Am I looking for closure? Must I do the first move? Will it ever matter? Lulay, please create an insight of courage to me so I may be able to seal something. I feel like a cut-off live wire in the middle of a storm, that if I would lose out of control, I might either hurt myself or hurt someone. Thank you for the time, and we'll be looking forward towards my healing. Lovingly, Clarissa. Clarissa, I would like to thank you for trusting your experience to me. It means a lot to me. And from what I have read, not every woman handled it the way you did. And it is a huge step towards healing because you were able to think. You're able to overcome the feelings of being hurt, to take control of your emotions. Because ordinarily, you could have said a lot of things, you could have made a scene, which is valid for somebody who is hurt. But of course, it's always after that you will regret. And no matter who, or even if it's Ramon's fault, if the scene would have been different, people will judge and they might think, oh, no wonder why, because she's like that. Even if that's the first time that you did that, they will always judge you. And I support what you have just did, because it takes a lot of courage for someone, a man or a woman, to identify which item to pick from a very chaotic scenario. It wasn't easy to maintain your composure. And yes, you try to justify things. Now you have to be true to yourself. You're in pain. But let me clarify that I believe it opened an opportunity for you and your mom to know each other better and to get off from where you ended when she left you with the business and for her to continue working in Riyadh, and now she's back. It's the best opportunity for you. Now this happened probably around about 2018, 2019, and now it's pandemic time. I believe that it will create a better relationship for you and your mom. You may ask her a lot of things on how she's able to handle it alone, being away from you. Now, I have watched a short segment from Dr. Phil, and he's a psychiatrist. You can browse and look for about him. He's a wonderful man. He is a wonderful dad. He is a very professional psychiatrist, and he gives advices. And you can grab a lot of advices from a lot of people, but it is always you in the end on which part of my advices, his advices, or your mom's advices, which part of that will you take that you feel is applicable for yourself. We may not have the same experience, but in context, I have been on that kind of situation indirectly, and somehow I dealt the thing almost the same. Try to think about yourself. Most of the time, us who have been broken-hearted always think about the person that caused us pain. How was I? Have I not been good to him? Have I not been like that? Have I not been? It always goes to things that we thought we did not do. We thought we lacked doing. We thought things that we were unable to please him, where in fact, think about it the other way around. Maybe he is not the right person for you. Maybe you deserve a better person. Maybe you deserve a better life. Maybe this is not what God planned you to have. Or you may have not known it this early, but then because you have been dealing with the wrong person, that you end up marrying him and then happen the same thing. Life gives us challenges, and what I have learned from theology is that we must not make a decision at the peak of our emotions, because it gives us the decision out of the excitement. It makes us decide on something on the superficial, on what we felt on that day, but it's not something that we have thought. So always think about not the reason why he did that. Think about how good you handled the things, how good you handled the situation, and think about your good qualities that he will never, ever, ever learn to realize and value. There's somebody that's waiting for you. You don't have to wait for him to do the first move. It's not a matter of who did the first or who did the second. This will give you the opportunity to stand on your decision, to believe on what you think is right, and to give you the courage to choose the right person for you. And I'm hoping that the closure that you want, it takes a matter of time, but you are welcome to reach out for him. And who knows, the pain that you're feeling right now would probably be passing on to him if you ask him that closure. And once you request for that closure, be prepared. There might be a challenge that he might be coming back to you. It is your call. Whatever decision it is your call. But if you ask me, he may deserve a second chance, but probably the second chance would be with another girl, not you. He doesn't deserve you. I can truly say. I hope that this would give you enough encouragement and courage. And I just hope that you'll find peace. That's the most important thing. Acceptance and peace. And for those who have been feeling the pain for so long, I'm here to share that load. You'll just have to send your email to me on lovinglylulay@gmail.com, and I'll help you share that pain and load. Because, as what I have always said, life is so short, life is for living, and on Lulay of all aces, you learn nonsense, useful things that you can apply on your daily lives. Thank you for watching.